Yeah, wow. I enjoyed the whole conversation. The fun thing is when we plan for this session, okay, we have invited several mentors, but does the spark and chemistry, because the mentors are representing from wellness, from media podcasts, and from corporate architects and from entrepreneurial side, and it's just amazing. And I hope the inspiring confidence would give to our audience attendees to feel free to unmute yourself to raise any question you have while I'm just scrolling all the question I got in my inbox. If anyone want to unmute, yes, Vinit, please.
Hi, good evening. Thanks, Chris. Good evening to Alex. Good evening to all the speakers. I think very interesting talk and very enriching to hear your experiences and answers to kind of all the questions which was discussed. I have a question on like as a mentee, what can mentees do? What are some tactics they can adopt to be more kind of mentorable, more coachable? Kind of my view on this before I hand it to you, of course, is that I think as mentees, it's very important for us to not outsource and dump problems to mentors. I think whenever one is asking for help, it's always important for that person to first have a view, right, about how that problem can be solved. So then it's about sharing and solving that problem together or solving that experience together with the mentor. So this is just kind of one view I have, but from your experience, I'm curious to hear kind of what are some of the tactics mentees can adopt from a mindset perspective, from an initiative perspective, so that they can be, let's say, better mentorable or better coachable. Thank you.
If I can say, I'll say be inquisitive. I think never refrain from asking or doubting. If you have anything, just throw it. Yeah. I always say no question is stupid. So be as inquisitive as possible so that your mentor sees that you're more interested and it kicks off the relationship. So I would say from my point, I would say just be inquisitive. Ask and you shall receive.
What about the other mentors? I would love everyone to share your thoughts.
I would 100% agree with what Gayu said. I think it's good to be just out there, whatever questions that you have in mind, just go ahead and ask them. I do like the fact what Vineet mentioned that, you don't want to necessarily dump, those problems out there, but I think it's just about just being inquisitive. And also you need to understand that the mentor out there also doesn't have all the answers, they've just had this experience before you, so they just know some things maybe more than you would have. They would just have more context about things. So I think it's kind of like a two-way thing. Whenever you come up and you ask questions, it also kind of like opens their brain to think more. So and also think about experiences which they may have had, but they were just not top of their mind. So I think you should be inquisitive and then be open to just hearing out their stories as well.
I always feel, I think the mentor also learns. I think it's just
Yeah.
not one side where the mentee is learning because of this whole chemistry. Even the mentor is actually probably researching a little bit more to also help us. I think it's always a two-way, traffic that's there. So which is very fantastic. It's a lovely relationship that you have.
Yeah.
I think don't lose passion because it's very important. I can support you, I can guide you, the mentor can help you, can give you all their knowledge, but they cannot give you the passion. So if you lose passion, it will be really hard to keep continuous on what you are doing and to keep learning and to keep focusing. So I think this is a very important point.
If I may, I would also I would share something slightly different in terms of don't be afraid to sort of trust your instincts when you're talking to a mentor. You don't have to agree with everything that they are suggesting. And when I'm mentoring people, I like to kind of tell them this story to give them a bit of confidence. About 15 years ago, an ex-mentor of mine, I was asking him, should I take this job in Hong Kong, or should I take this other job in back in the United Kingdom? And they immediately said, "Oh, you take the Hong Kong job, absolutely take it." And as soon as they said that, I felt inside that I didn't want that. And that was so powerful because that actually helped me make a decision. So I think that's also really key to make sure that you are kind of in tune with how you feel. And don't worry if a mentor is suggesting to do something. If it's me, for example, I'll be doing it to provoke a reaction because then you'll know whether you agree or you disagree.
Wow, wow,
Yeah.
great, great.
Makes sense. Thank you. Thank you very much, Alex. Thank you very much to these speakers. Appreciate your answer.
Thank you, Vinit. We got 10 questions. I think I would just pick one to get a quick high level sense of what our mentors think. This question is very meaningful. How can mentors help young professionals build a personal brand and sense of identity in workplaces increasingly shaped by automation and AI-driven decision making?
Again, I think if I have to say authenticity, I think in especially they mentioned the whole thing. I think being more authentic, being more you is what I would say will shape your brand. Because at the end of the day, you could wear a mask and say, I'm so and so and speak in a different way. But then at the end of the day, that's not your true sense. So I would say that to build you right from the beginning, be more authentic. Voice, it should be your voice that's communicating in terms of whatever you believe. So that's very, very key right from beginning. Lot of brands, I'm telling you, even bigger brands also get that wrong, but even a lot of, like, now personal branding has become very key because we now know the CEOs of the company. Earlier they were sitting at the back and we only knew the brands, whereas now we know who's running them. And especially with the younger generation, they're all more, people focused. So I would say be authentic, because if you're trying to be fake, somewhere down the line, you will start realizing this is not me. So I would say just be yourself.
I couldn't agree more. And
Yes, I agree.
oh,
Yeah, yeah,
sorry,
I agree. Sorry for that, but I really agree with her because even like in social media, if you copied a lot of people or you took the same like line or what they are doing or like same ideas, you will be known as they are copying them, that you are not authentic. So be yourself, believe in what you have as a story and on your journey. Say it loud, share it with the people, and not even the success, even your low moments, even what was wrong, the mistakes. Share everything and be visible more with the people, engage with them actually on social media. That will help you a lot in your personal brand.
definitely. I was just going to kind of add actually to try and tie those 2 points together. I think yes, it's everyone's talking about the age of AI and how it's going to be different in the workplace. Thankfully or fortunately, as mentors, we're old enough to have seen these trends, which are cyclical. Digitization was going to be computers, that was going to be the end of the workforce. The internet was going to be the end of retail. Now AI is going to be the end of people working. It won't. It just humans will adapt, and that life will carry on. So there'll be these things across your career that will look like that. But being yourself, you can only do that. So I would absolutely echo Gayu and Reem's advice there. Just continue to be yourself, and that will end up being your brand.
Yeah. And I'd just like to add one more point. I think about the personal brand bit. I think it's not just something which you can do on the side. I think it's a proper full-time thing which you need to kind of like invest your time and effort and creativity into. So even if, let's say, you're in a 9 to 5, working in office or remote, whatever it is, but you have like these 8 hours that you're putting in somewhere, I think even after that, you need to make sure that you're taking out at least a week or 2 or 3 weeks, 3 hours a week, and putting it into your personal branding, because well, LinkedIn is your best friend, so you need to post there, you need to reach out to people for coffee chats. So you can't just take it very lightly. It's something that you have to actually invest time and effort into.
Wow. There's a food in Chinese called chicken essence. It's basically the essence of a type of soup. I feel that the mentoring today is the chicken essence of mentoring, that we got all the essence of different industry. It's fantastic. I'm really thankful for everyone for making time to share your perspective to the younger generation. And I look forward to engaging with you more in our community and maybe more opportunities in the future. And thank you everyone for dining in today. So have a good weekend.
Thank you,
Thank
Grace,
you
and
so
thank you,
much.
Alex.
Thank you. Take care.
Cheers.
Thank
Thank
Have
you.
a great
Thank you, Grace.
weekend.
Alex.